the moon. It's the work that we put in. I mean, we started, I don't know what other programs do, but we started at Christmas break. Everybody was gone for Christmas break. I had a core of 20, 30 kids came in 6, 7 days out of those 2 weeks of Christmas break of getting ready, and the sign went up on that during Christmas break, 9/23/11. I think your camera guy saw it.
Can't wait.
Says can't wait, 9/23/11. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we worked for. We know, and I'm not taking anything away from Dwenger and Lures because they're great football teams, but Snyder's in our sectional, and they keep on winning the sectional, so we want to see where we stand sectional-wise. I never disrespect Dwenger or Lures because I know they're good, but we don't play them in the postseason, so we want to see how we did against Snyder, and what a way for our kids. I mean, to think that Northside Redskins could compete and then win the game, if you would have told me that a couple years ago, I don't know what would happen. So just very excited for our program. Got to give it to my coaching staff, our players. That defensive stand down there, I mean, 6 minutes left in the game, and they got the ball on the goal line, and they go 4 and out. So just great game.
Talk a little bit more about that. Your guys rising up and the backs against the wall, continuing to believe, I guess, is a big step in the program.
That's what it is. You said it right there. Our kids believe that what I say, what our linebacker coach Mers, our offense, when they say it, our kids will say, okay, we're going to do it. They believe 100% in us. We came up with a good game plan offensively and defensively, and our kids executed it. So they have confidence.
How were you able? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
How were you able to put the Huntington North mess behind you and get a win, and then put a loss at Mishawaka behind you and bounce back with a win?
Great coaching staff and leadership. We don't ever talk about what happened in the past. We barely even talked about the Mishawaka loss. We had things that we needed to fix from the Mishawaka game, and we fixed those during this week. But we didn't talk about it. I'm not worried about a loss to Mishawaka. The Huntington North game, I mean, we won that game and dominated up until the last 6 minutes. But the storyline that came from that was unfortunate, but our kids didn't respond to it. I'm the ones that was in meetings for the Huntington North thing. Our kids just kept on practicing.
Unfortunately, at the end of this thing, you're probably going to be in some more meetings. I mean, just, because of the Huntington North thing, the fact that your team's related again to something bad that happens at the end of the game, I know that there's definite stories about what's going on around the field about what happened, but the fact that you guys are the common denominator, people are going to talk about it.
Oh, they can talk about it, but Snyder kid threw 4 punches at one of our running backs. Another kid jumped in, threw a punch. So, I mean, our kids tried to back up, and when the coaching staff got over there, you got to understand, it's over there on the Snyder sideline. So by the time my staff got there, we got all our kids back, and it was fine. So, I mean, if a kid's going to punch our kid, I tell him to go, but if he's going to keep on punching him, I didn't know. What do you do? I don't know. So it's unfortunate that it was a great football game, and it shouldn't be shadowed by this, because that's just a few kids who are upset, don't like each other, something like that. But you guys all know that we'll see each other again in the sectionals, and just adds to it. I hope this is a rivalry, because I hope that we're good enough to be considered a rival of Snyder.
Coach, what did you think when you got the roughing the pitcher penalty?
Cool. All right, the defense backed up, on their goal line. Snyder's on the doorstep. They rise up and get the stop. Just talk about the will and the continuing to believe all the way down to the end.
We've been talking about it all summer, man. That's what he said. That's the difference between Northside teams in the past and this Northside team. We played hard. Teams in the past would have gave up, but Snyder got down there. But our defense, we stayed as a family, all the sideline, everybody stayed in it, and we got the job done.
Talk a little bit about the offense, too. On the offensive side of the ball, you guys are able to move the ball up and down the field for most of the game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we got a great line. Our line played great. Snyder got Weston Painter, Dante Bourne, some of the best players in the state, and our line rose up, and they handled them.
I think that you raised some eyebrows with the Dwenger win, but everybody knows that they were rebuilding. Yeah. What do you think this win is gonna do around town?
I think it'll help us. People might open their eyes a little more, but still, at the end of the day, Lures are top of the conference, so we got to prove ourselves once again to try to get where we want to go.